This playthrough is rated E for everyone. Greetings and salutation, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of SpongeBob HeroPants. In the last episode, Patrick made his way past his ancestors through prehistoric Bikini Bottom to collect the pages and continue on. In this episode, I'm going to switch it up a bit and play as Squidward. I have a theory that the game has a boss every 5 levels, and since we're at the 10th level, I have a very strong feeling we're going to fight a boss, and if that's the case, I think I want to bring Squidward along just to, well, basically for some achievements, if I'm right. We'll find out here in a second, but come join me as I play as Squidward.
I'm the sour note, and I'm ready to be played.
It's
Alright,
true.
here we go.
The clarinet is really, really, really hard to play underwater.
Well,
My energy
I-
is full. The sour note is ready when you are.
I'll admit that's
Hungry.
anyway. That's pretty true. I'll admit. What do you, I like the fact that I like the fact that Squidward it is running. Yeah, he runs the same speed as everyone else, but he's hunched over like he always is in the show and whatever. It looks like he attacks with his tentacles. Squidward's one of those characters that is kind of the jerk, but you know he's one of those guys that even though he's kind of a jerk to SpongeBob sometimes, it's almost warranted because I mean I don't know if we watch the same show, but because as you know kind of a jerk that Squidward is, he does like being alone, and I think we should keep his privacy. But sometimes SpongeBob just bugs him for no reason, and. So, in some episodes of SpongeBob, I felt sorry for Squidward, or I was like, man, SpongeBob, leave Squidward alone. He doesn't want to mess with you. That's just disrespectful, man. And I know it's a cartoon, and shenanigans have to happen, but sometimes Squidward just gets picked on almost for no reason sometimes. Like, it's like some episodes he doesn't do anything, and yet he still gets, like, bugged by SpongeBob, or something terrible happens to him, and you're like, man, what did Squidward do? Did he like choke a baby, you know, or did he kick a dog or something to warn him for such abuse from SpongeBob and Patrick? But you know, it's just. I mean, like I said, it's a cartoon. I shouldn't overthink it, but yeah, sometimes the pain, like usually you in a cartoon, the reason you do painful things to an individual is because usually they've done something wrong or. Maybe not inconsequential helpful, but they do something like mean to the main character to warrant like being punished in that sort of way. You know, it's like was it karmic effect? You know, the what goes around comes around kind of idea. So you know, when it happens in cartoon shows, to kind of say to kids like, hey, if you're mean, sometimes you get instant gratification, but guess what? You know, you're in the end, you'll pay for it in some way, you know. So be kind to your fellow man or neighbor. But in SpongeBob, a lot of times it happens just to make Squidward the butt of the joke, and that's all it is. Like he won't even have done anything in that episode. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like the show. I don't know if they've done as much, but when I watched it, they sometimes pick it up for like no reason. For a lot of times, I'm like, man, come on.
I'm so confused.
Okay, so is this a 2-player area? Yeah. Could I think I might be just get around it without having to do that. Because I would just have to use the superpower, right?
Fear the power of my clarinet.
I thought he called himself like the Major F or something like that, you know. Can I not jump? Aw, you. The game won't let me, like, jump off the screen there, see? It'll... Oh, no, it's just too far, see? But yeah, the game will not let me jump off a certain point of the level, so it's so I won't,
Stop bugging me.
it's so I won't, skip past this to get the page. Well, game, I guess, you learned later on in the level, huh? Okay, well, I guess we'll just,
I'm so confused.
we'll have to skip that for now, but actually, I think maybe that's why they...
I'm okay with that.
Maybe that's why they created a. Sorry, like I said, every time someone talks, I always feel like I have to stop talking to listen, even though he's just repeating himself. But maybe that's why they created Plankton on the show, was to have like an obvious villain who did villainous things and always did villainous things. In every episode, he deserved like any comeuppance he would get. No, Plankton and Crab Store. I can't get that, but while let's see, is that a Sandy Door? Yeah, it's a Sandy Door. Can't do that, man. I'll have to go through these levels like multiple times in a row just to get all the pages. Oh well. Okay, let's see. Is that another Plankton Door? Yep. Man. Oh, and the one time I don't choose Patrick, there's a Patrick in SpongeBob Door. Oh, good. Nah, it's not that big a deal. It's just. But I'm assuming that at the end of this level we will have an encounter with a boss. I just have a feeling. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not. I haven't played this game before, like all the way through. So yeah, that's a real shock to you viewers that I haven't completely played through SpongeBob before recording it. You know. Okay, so can I actually get up to? It's actually kind of surprising to see. Oh, there wasn't even anything up there. I thought there'd be like, I don't know, like a collectible, but it's kind of weird to see him run so fast, just because, you know, like I said, it's Squidward. I think he's this power in the movie or special or whatever, but I know in the cartoon he was it the Major Volcano or Major Magma or something like that, or Captain Magma, when they did when Barnacle Boy went villain for a while. Or, well, for a while, but I mean one episode, so a while usually means like maybe a season or two of a show, or at least quite a few issues in the comic book series, or maybe multiple issues depending on how long that story arc is going. But, okay, so I just have 16 seconds to hit all the switches. Gotcha. I may miss it because I didn't start up hitting the switches immediately. Oh no, I got it. Okay, cool. I'm trying to collect all those coins, but I guess that's why you need to be in transformative mode. Oh well. Let's keep ignoring. I'll get those last 2 coins. Do it. Alright.
My energy is full. The power note is ready when you are.
It's kind of surprising to hear Squidward be kind of like happy, because he's usually pretty depressed or sad. Would the term be like nihilistic, maybe? I don't know if he's that depressing or whatever. But let's yeah, we'll actually use the burger bombs for what they've. I don't use these actually as often as I probably should be. If the game was more difficult, I would utilize like my options more regularly than I usually do. Like a lot of times I just let myself get hit, just because like, well, I don't have to worry too much. Like seriously, I could just ignore like most of the enemies in the game, except for like certain levels, or not levels, certain areas where like, oh, you need the key, you need to beat everyone or something. But usually those are pretty obvious to figure out. But I will try collecting all the coins, just mainly for the purpose of upgrading my guys by the end of the game. I've heard this game's about, like, from what I understand, wow, that's kind of like, if I didn't have so much health or whatever, I would say that was annoying. But since it doesn't hurt me that much, it's not that bad. Alright. Now looks like we got a switch. Oh, so is there enough things for each switch? It might not be. It might have to hit certain ones and just kind of I don't. Okay, I'll just hit each switch with a block and just see what happens. We might not, because there's not enough blocks for all the switches. So. And then maybe if I unlock superpower, that might be enough to grab whatever it is, or the. Okay, so that unlocks that. Looks like there's a. I might be able to. Oops. No. Oh, it's still technically on it. Alright. I wonder if I could jump up here. Yeah, there we go. I don't need to solve the puzzle.
Stop poking me.
There we go. Although the fact it only takes out one dude at a time is kind of stupid. Oh well. Hopefully, like I said, take a few hits more. Alright. Oh yeah, what is this? Okay, so he just shoots up. He shoots at sonic beams of music. Oh yeah, there's gotta be like an enemy here or something like that. I assume. But let me grab all the points before I do that. Okay, now let's do it.
Uh-oh. Easy there, giant ugly creature.
You know this guy? Looks like he's one of yours. Distant relative at best.
I think our best move now might be to run for our lives. Some floors are very weak and will break if touched.
Well, this has nothing to do with the current situation, but okay. So looks like we're fighting the Squidosaurus or something like that. Why not put the name Saurus and everything? So luckily we're in superpower mode, so we could just I don't mind the fact that I'm missing coins. It's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, I'll try grabbing coins if I can. Ah! What? Aw. Nah, that's not that big of a deal. A little annoying, but no big deal. I can handle this. So if I fall once, it's considered a reset. I assume it's not a very long boss fight then. Do we actually even fight him, or do we just run away? Probably just run away. But anyway, the achievement for this is running away the Squidosaurus as Squidward. So there's also an achievement, I believe, for just fighting this boss. So you'll get an achievement no matter what. But if you're playing as Squidward, or at least one of the people in your team is Squidward, you'll get the achievement if you care about that kind of stuff. No. I'm trying to collect as many coins as I can. Something to work towards. Really not that difficult. Like I said, unless you have poor motor skills, I would say you're pretty good to go. You're pretty equal. All right. I don't know if it's gonna give me both or not.
SpongeBob, this is your handwriting. That means you're the one writing on the magic page. I think the last page is in your mind.
Well, let's get in there and get it.
You can't get into his mind like that. But with this page, we just might. And they all went into SpongeBob's brain. Guess it didn't work.
What is happening?
Alright, looks like we beat the we tricked the Squidosaurus into, well, go into another dimension, as it were. So, anyway, let's just upgrade. Let's just upgrade a couple things and get a lot of coins in that episode. So, with that out of the way, it looks like there's one final area to go. To collect the rest of the pages, apparently the pages are inside SpongeBob's brain? Okay, well, it's a cartoon. I guess I can't really fault the thinking behind it. So apparently all they had to do was write on the paper that they went inside his mind to get the pages. So with that in mind, it looks like the final, maybe the final levels, I don't know. But there's more pages to go, and we have to go inside the demented world of SpongeBob SquarePants. So tune in next time on SpongeBob HeroPants. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.